Hello, hi, good evening, and welcome. Welcome, Rosie. Thank you for joining us this evening. I
Thank
hope
you.
you're well.
Thank you. Can you hear me all right?
I can indeed. Can everybody hear
Perfect.
Rosie? Pop in the comments there. Good evening, Pamela. We are streaming in several different places, so we may get Facebook users pop up. If you do, pop your name in so we know you are. If you've got any questions, feel free to put them to Rosie. I hope you're all well this evening. They're getting very popular, our Q&As. And I must admit, I quite like them because they're a little bit more unstructured, if you know what I mean. And,
Yeah.
and I quite like ad-libbing. Good evening, Facebook users. Oh, there you go. Pamela says she can hear you. Can you see your comments,
I
Rosie?
can't see I can't see any
Are you on your
comments.
phone?
No, I'm on my tablet. Oh, hold on. I'll press chat.
There you go. That's it. Can you see everything?
Oh, do I go on to comments? Hold on. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I got it. I got
there
it.
you go.
Oh, hi,
Good
Pamela.
evening.
I remember you. Hi, darling. How are you?
Oh, the Facebook user is Chris Bonnell. Well, good evening and welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. If you've got any questions to Rosie, please put them in the comments box. And whatever that is, I'm sure that she'll do her very best to answer you.
I will.
We want to get through as many questions as we can. So, without further ado, would you please do us an opening prayer, and I'll follow with the Lord's Prayer.
Everyone who's present, please close your eyes. And while we do that, also send your thoughts to everyone who's unable to join us tonight for whatever reason, and also love up to the spirit world and ask them to draw close. Thank you so much this is to spirit. Thank you so much for keeping our morale high and for letting us know that you're entirely with us. It's been an interesting time with lots more new areas for us to accomplish and be positive with. So I ask that you put your mantle of love, light, and protection around each and every one of us as we accept your love down here and we send you our love from down here. Please remember everything that makes our planet glorious. So the sun, the sun, moon, and stars, all of the creatures, everything that makes the world work, because we can't function without even the smallest detail. We take our love, nourishment, light, and belief from knowing that you're all around us. We pray for you, and you send us love and fulfillment and positivity in return. We've been a bit like lost sheep. This is just coming to me now. We've been a bit like lost sheep, but perhaps sometimes it's been a bit of a drastic change, but we've been able to look at ourselves and things around us, and perhaps some of the changes will be for the better. Thank you for being close. God bless. Amen.
Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. I perhaps should have said, Rosie, that I'll do the prayer on my own because we get echo back, and I thought it's too late. I didn't say it. It's my own fault. But if that's the way the evening's going to go, then great. Bring it on. Bring it on. I'm sure we both like a bit of fun. So.
Oh dear. I'm just
Oh,
such an
dear.
attention seeker. What can I tell you?
Well, would you like to give us a little introduction, Rosie, so that everybody knows a little bit more about you for us? And then we'll
Okay,
go into getting some questions.
lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, my full name is, well, we don't have to worry about my surname. That's a whole other story. But my name is Rosie. And in my faith, it used to be the tradition that when a grandparent passed, if a child of the same sex was born, then we'd be named after that grandparent. So that's where my name Anne comes from. That was my grandmother, and my cousin, her name is Annette. We share the same family, but she was born before me. And then my name Rose was after a great grandmother, and that's the one that I like to use for my spiritual path. Although, as Sarah knows, Sarah often goes to call me Anne. She said to me one of the first times I worked for you that this is the name that she's drawn to. So anyhow, I remember, I just want to say that some of the questions some of you may have remembered from another time. So I'm really happy if you put anything on the screen. I'm happy not to necessarily follow a format, but I'll start and see what you'd like to know. But if there's anything you'd like to sort of pop on the screen, please don't be shy. So I remember when I was very small, about 10, I said to my late mum, I can fly around the room, and she said, no, you can't. So that was the end of my astral plane. I didn't know what it was. And then I went through life, and in various work situations, I was a beauty therapist, and I worked mostly doing nails, and I worked in a place, and I was a heavy smoker years ago, very heavy smoker. So I used to sit in the back of it was an old house. I used to sit in the back of the house having my fags. And one day I heard my name very, very clearly being called. So I put out my fag, went to the front where the salon was, and I said, who wanted me? And no one had called me. Okay, hearing things doesn't matter. A little bit later on that day, I was filing somebody's nails, filing away. And I looked down and I saw the top of a tabby cat. And it didn't occur to me at the time that I didn't see the head or a tail. I was just concentrating on the main part of the body, of this cat. And somebody said to me, I mentioned it to one of the girls, she said, well, there isn't a cat. There was a cat, but it's not here. It died. And I still never thought about it. Anyhow, so many, many years ago, I was, quite young, got divorced, 2 children. And I used to go out a huge amount, real sort of party animal. And one day I was away, and I had a boyfriend, sort of like house sitting, if you like. And he phoned me where I was on holiday and said, your house is haunted. And I said, nah. I said, you're drinking too much. He went, no, I'm telling you, your house is haunted. So in my religion, we don't eat. I'm Jewish. My faith is Jewish. We don't eat pig, seafood, and various other things. I won't. If you ever want a program on the Jewish religion, we need an hour and a half. It's very complicated, unless you're born into it, and then we don't do as much as you have to when you're not. But anyhow, so I had said to him, please don't bring anything, pork, seafood, whatever into the house. So he'd phoned me up, your house is haunted. He phoned up a second time. I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, when he goes up on the stairs to go up to the bedroom, he said, there's a woman standing on the turn of the stairs. And I said, you're definitely drunk. And then he phoned me another time, and he said, before his eyes, I used to have, those big old music centres. They weren't small in those days. They were quite about the size of a fridge, nearly. And he said it just got louder, and as he was looking at it, the dial was turning and it was going louder and softer. He said, I'm not staying here, it's haunted.
Oh, gosh.
And when I got home from my holiday, I put some food in the fridge, and he'd had special fried rice. So it had everything that I said to him, don't eat, in my house. And so my grandmother hadn't wanted it. She disapproved. So I still wasn't really into it. And then, look, I think a lot of us find the spiritualist route not because we're having a good time necessarily. It's when everything feels like it's caving in. So 7 years ago this month, end of a difficult relationship, and I was driving all of my girlfriends crazy, and one of them said, look, there's a spiritual church down the road to you, why don't you go there? And I did, and the medium, it was a very wet February night. I went in, turned to the right, sat in the corner, and after a while the medium said, you in the back in the corner. And he gave me the most incredible message with, I didn't realize at the time, but it was very good evidence. and that was the route. But I'd also, years before that, and I'd forgotten it. It was just sort of came to my mind now. I was a heavy smoker. I wanted to quit smoking, so I went to a hypnotherapist, and I was telling him that, you know, when I do some of my beauty treatments, the clients might have a headache or a shoulder ache or a hand ache, and just very intuitively, I'd put my hands on their head, shoulders, neck, wherever the pain was, and it seemed to go. And he said to me, "You're a Reiki healer." Hadn't heard of this at all, but that led me to do my Reiki 1 and 2 twice. That's another story which we don't have to go into. And then about 18 months ago, I did my masters. I had a lovely lady here, came to my home, and got my Reiki master. I don't want to teach, but I just felt after years that I just felt that Reiki 1 and 2 was enough, but I just wanted to get that extra little bit of knowledge, if you like. Sorry, I'm just plugging my tablet in. And that's how the Reiki master started. And then other things sort of fell into place, you know, too many coincidences. A lot of things that I wanted to try would happen. And I thought, oh, it's lucky. And I don't know, let me know. If I used to go into empty shops, and within 2 or 3 minutes, people would come into the shops. Is that the same with you, Dave? Okay. What were you doing? People's nails? Were you a manicurist, Dave? I'm joking, really joking. You know, I'd go into empty shops, and then people would come into the shops. A lot of things like that. So eventually, I sat in a local church centre in Circle, and that's how the voyage started. I've got lots of questions here, but shall I take a look at the screen?
Yeah, there's one here. I'll try and, oh gosh, that don't matter though. I'm currently beginning my spiritual journey, and I went through a difficult stage of my life. I noticed different things happening around me and being woken up by my name being called. I decided to seek the help of, I don't know what that means, to your medium, who told me that I was more open than I think. I didn't understand what he meant. As time's gone by, I've joined a development circle. What advice would you give in terms of grounding and understanding what's happening around me? That's from Chris.
Yes, thank you, Chris Burnell. Thank you, Chris. When you say in terms of grounding, what do you actually mean? What do you actually mean by that?
Yeah, you see, when I ground myself every morning, so I don't know whether this is what you mean, Chris, but yeah, I do. I put both my feet flat on the floor, and I imagine the little roots coming out of my feet and into the earth, so that I'm connected to the earth, and that's how I ground myself. And I find if I start to get, if I start to feel angry sometimes, or cross with people about things, I do the same. I put my feet on the ground, and I can feel the little roots coming out of my feet and into the floor. Really? And that's my that's my grounding, and it does help me. He always said he was told that I needed to ground myself for protection.
Well, you see, this is interesting because I believe that not enough is spoken about protection. So when you say protection, do you mean spirit protection? Because spirit doesn't hurt you, people hurt you. And when I wake up every morning, I say to my family, morning, everyone, family and spirit, morning, everyone. And then I kind of get on with my day. I've got to show you, I can show you actually, I every now and then, not as much as I used to. And I'm not going to say as much as I should do, because I don't know if there's a right or wrong. Oh, here we are. Hold on.
And I also put a protection on myself, Rosie, I must admit.
Hold on. If you can see that, if you look on YouTube, it's called Short Guided Meditation. That one is for 10 minutes 30, but there are other versions of it which last from 17 minutes up to 3 hours. Short Guided Meditation. You see, well, I've done some workshops with a number of, I don't know if you know Billy Cook and Gordon Smith, and they say, spirit do not hurt you, but in the way that we go out and we mix with people or in buildings, I believe we can pick up footprints from people. It's their bad energy.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as voodoo, woo-woo, juju. It's absolutely not. It's in your mind. People will play with your mind. But I do believe in putting a white circle of light around you in the morning. That doesn't hurt, and it also makes you sort of focus on where you are. And when you say understanding about what's happening around, I'm told I'm an empath.
I'm told I'm an empath, and I've noticed certain situation environments, so I feel their energies and emotions passing into me. I know what Chris means by this. I actually have a clear, what I call my clear umbrella in the morning, and I open it on my head and I pass it all the way down to my feet, and there it stays all day, and that's my protection from all that all day.
Well,
so
I don't. You see, I don't believe in that, to be honest with you. No, because I'm an empath, and I do several readings every day for clients. And I'm starting, actually, as Sarah knows, I'm starting a meditation group Wednesday week, 3rd of March, which any of you are welcome to join. It would be lovely to see if you wanted to. And I was speaking to the first lady who's joined up with to come along to join my group. It's on Skype. And as soon as I spoke to her, I get that feeling. It's like that tremble. I get it I'm getting it now. I get it in my legs, in my thighs, and I get it. I want to, get it in my arms. And I said, I've got your grandmother with me. So if I protect myself from that fabulous emotional energy, that would be awful. I can't connect. And as Billy Cook says, see, some teachers will say, even if you're on platform, don't show the emotion, rein yourself in, control yourself. No, don't control yourself. Spirit is about healing. Mediumship starts, mediumship, that's my little furry boy. Mediumship starts with healing. And if you can't feel the emotion, how can you begin to feel? So really, Chris, if you're an empath, I think that's it is wonderful. If it ever gets too much, all you have to do is ask Spirit, say, Spirit family, please don't bring so much close to me. They will always listen to you. The problem is that we're not, people who aren't as aware will think Spirit are sort of looking down at us, our spirit family, and they're going to drop love and gifts and God knows what to help. No, they're very intelligent, they're very polite, and they don't do anything unless we ask them to help. And the reverse way, if we don't want things that they're bringing into us, we just say, it's too much for me, and they will respect you. I mean, Spirit know with me that if I'm working, walking, or driving, don't mess with me because it's dangerous. I walk a lot with my dog. I don't want Spirit to suddenly go boo. And when and circles that I've sat in, and the people say, "Oh, I'm driving," and Spirit come and they talk to me while I'm driving. No, there has to be discipline and has to be respect each way. If someone, my concentration isn't great, and Chris, you might feel that it's my concentration is worse since I've been in this movement. I've got the concentration of a goldfish, No, it's true. And so it's a two-way thing, the respect thing. To understand what's happening around you, just accept it. Don't question too much, because I believe you'll get yourself into a bit of a paddy if you can accept things and know things. I tell you what I love. You can all watch this. I've got like Freeview TV, and on a Sunday, I think it's on channel 43, it's Quest TV, the Long Island Medium. I turn into I live in Mill Hill, London. I turn into the Mill Hill Medium. I went to Waitrose a few weeks ago, and one of the assistants in Waitrose gave me this beautiful poinsettia. I love the poinsettia, poinsettia, whatever. And I thanked her at the counter, and a young girl came and they were chatting, and I said to them, I'm a medium. I'm the Mill Hill Medium. I said to the young girl, I've got your grandma. And I just suddenly launched into things. So first of all, you have to, and I always say, is it okay if I speak to you? And I speak to people who have passed. The lady, I can't remember her name now, on the Long Island Medium, she'll just launch straight in. But I always say, look, is it all right if I give you a message? And I think it's just such a wonderful gift. And the other thing is, how spirits speak to us, it has to be our voice. Because if you suddenly got the bloke or someone, I don't know, someone else's voice in your mind, you will think, my Lord, what's going on? Am I losing the plot? But often when spirit use our voice and our thoughts, because we wouldn't know what was going on, to trust what you hear. This is a lot of this is about trust. You have to trust. I mean, how many times have you thought, oh, do I turn? Oh, no, I'm going to turn left. I'm going to go this. And you realize that actually, had you listened to that voice in your head, you'd have turned right, and that would have been the better thing to do. So always trust and believe. So what else?
So you might, Chris might benefit from doing your contacting you, Rosie, and doing your on a Wednesday. Yeah. Pamela says Sheila's watching Long Island. She's put Teresa, but is that who it is? Well, there you go. You see, Pamela, you're in the know.
We've got similar nails, but Teresa and I've got similar nails. Hers are white and mine are pinky or brownie, but we've got similar nails.
Yours are a lovely colour.
Thank you. So Chris, has that helped you at all? The thing is, don't look. I just want to talk about guides, because that was put in my mind. I'm not sure who my guides are, and don't get too hung up on it. Don't sweat the small stuff with this. Be natural. Let it flow. And I know I've got a grandparent with me for you now, Chris. I'm not sure of the name, but they would have passed. I get 4-week windows. So what are we, between January and March, there's an anniversary of the passing and or a birthday, if not them, someone else around you, because I can feel it. A lot of mediums don't know who their guides are, and their teachers will, if they're sitting in a circle, their teacher will say, well, you have to know, go back and ask. But that's not fair. I know a very, very well respected medium. Her name's Gwen. She's a much older lady, and she'll say, I don't know who my guides are, but you trust for what you get, and enjoy the ride. Really enjoy the ride. So if there's anything you're not sure about, ask Sarah, or Sarah can pass it on to me. And if I don't know, I know lots of people who do know. Absolutely. But let's not make it complicated, because it shouldn't be. It's a natural thing.
It shouldn't, and everybody works in different ways, don't they, Rosie?
Exactly.
He says, I've got 3 spirits around me. I get quite bad headaches after I've been meditating. I often have to ask that they step back, as I can feel when they're too close. I'm struggling with communicating at the moment with spirit.
Well, you're not. You're not, because you've got them. You've got them, mate. How can you be struggling? How can you be struggling? Like I said, don't sweat it. Definitely ask them to step back. I mean, I'm never sure who's around me. I guess they are, but I'm never sure. I just come out with things. A passing. Can you tell me who it was who passed, please? But never. You're possibly putting up a block. When you say you're struggling with communicating, you don't have to have an ongoing conversation. Wait to see what sort of plops into your mind and accept that. But you're possibly giving yourself the headache by not being relaxed. You have to be more relaxed.
My grandmother.
Oh, bless. Thank you. I'm seeing I've either got a grandmother or a great grandma. She's showing me herself as not a tool, not tall. She's actually sitting down, and I feel she's got prominent facial features and hollow cheeks, but that may have been towards the end. Also, her complexion was a bit grey looking towards the end, and I've got her wearing a green cardigan, and I'm sort of playing with my fingers now. So she'd have been nervous or thinking about things. And knitting. I'm seeing a pair of knitting needles, but I don't know if you would have known her that well. Oh, Pamela, let's see what Pamela's saying. You feel the presence of angels.
Feel the presence. Sorry, Pamela, I missed that.
No, after you, Sarah, you go.
Yes, sorry, I'm just saying sorry to Pamela. I didn't see that. I feel the presence of angels. What is your thoughts on them?
Fabulous. Oh, yeah. I love it. I get so many signs. You know, my best sign is it's not my best sign. One of the signs is getting feathers when you can't possibly get feathers, and also pennies. You know, coins.
Oh yeah, silver ones I get.
Oh, trust you. Lucky you. No, I get pennies. So you get 5 or 10p.
5p's, yeah, 5s.
Yeah. No, I mean, the only one I didn't pick up today was in a puddle. I didn't fancy it because you just don't know what's been going on in the puddle, with dogs.
No, you don't. Chris has replied to you there. It says, yes, towards the end, her facial features changed. Yeah, she used to love knitting and she knitted me a scarf that I won't part with, and it's all I have left from her. That's nice.
Oh, excellent. Lovely. Thank you for the confirmation. Well, Pamela, thank you. Yeah, that's just reminded me. In fact, if I can find it, or if I can find anything on my phone when we're chatting, very much numbers. I'm sorry I don't remember everything straight away because I'm trying to concentrate. I might have deleted quite a few, but often when I look at my phone, at the clock in my bedroom, I've got a little alarm clock, or in my car, I think I've deleted them actually. I get 11:11 or 22:22. Yes, I do have late nights. Hold on, what's this one here? Look, can you see that? 2020.
Oh yeah, 2020. Yeah. On Monday, the 21st of December, 2020.
Yeah, but I get lots. I have deleted a lot in actual fact. But I get yes, definitely. Oh, hold on, here's a different one. What? Oh, it was on the 19th of December, but it's 23:24.
Oh yeah, 23:24. Yeah. Oh, she's put some numbers up for you here. Look, she says I get 444, 333, and 222 quite often.
Oh, well, any 2s and 3s, in fact, all of them are brilliant. What you should do, what you can do is look on Google, meaning of spiritual numbers, and Google's really, really good. Oh, look, I'll make this the last one, but it's just 1818.
Up a bit, up a bit. There we go, 1818 on Tuesday, the 24th of November. Yeah.
It's just when I'm not a believer, I'm not a clock watcher.
No,
I'm absolutely not a clock watcher, but when I just happened. Oh look, this is the last one. Sorry.
You're right. 1212, yeah. 12.
So yes, numbers as well. I mean, anything.
Dave Blix is saying 13.
Yeah, well, the thing, I mean, always look it up. Always look it up on Google's brilliant. Sarah and I were talking before about the fragrances of Tinternet.
Yeah, of Tinterweb.
Exactly. So 13 is separate. 13 is separate. It can be 13, or it can be 1 and 3. And if you do numerology, that's something else. 3 and 1 is 4. 4's coming together of situations. So yes, I mean, anything that you get, it's all wonderful. And the thing with spirit is that it doesn't have. If you watch, I think it's the last night and maybe tonight, Ghost Adventures, Ghostbusters, whatever, on channel 17 or channel 18. I think the channels have shifted a bit. Then don't it's for entertainment. They are for entertainment, all right, because in real life, spirit are usually very subtle, very, very subtle, and you just have to be aware, notice things, and see sort of subtle changes in things. Yeah.
Pamela says, I've got Doreen Virtue's Angel Numbers book.
To be honest with you, if you're happy with Doreen Virtue, okay. Many of us have given her stuff away. She's naughty girl. I never had any of her books, and I know I haven't got the cards anymore. I don't have them. I won't have them because never be embarrassed if you heal or read for whatever. Always take money. Always, you must do it as an exchange. I wasn't for a long time, and I got a message from someone from a medium from my family and spirit side. Stop doing free readings, because it's an energy exchange. Money is it's energy. It's an inanimate object, but it's energy, and what we do in return is energy. So I understand people want to make money. I get it. We live in a material world, and I'm a material girl, but we don't have to go into that. That's a joke.
There's a song there.
I know. I feel a song coming on.
Yeah, me too. We'll have no listeners then if we start singing.
But But with Doreen Virtue, she made a huge amount of money, Pamela. You know, with her courses, her cards, her books, and then she renounced it all for Jesus, and that I get it. But now she's making money. She's using her Jesus link as an income stream, and she's got new cards and new things. And I think it's just most people who I know think it's quite disgraceful for her to do that. Don't renounce what you've done, and raking it in. And she'll tell you that she's not. You can check her out on YouTube, and she'll tell you she's quite poor. But believe me, the study that she's sitting in is not from a poor house. Trust me. So no, I if you want that, then fine. I actually no, I wouldn't. So.
Yeah, she says, I do healing, but I don't charge, but I'm happy with a bunch of flowers.
Oh,
bless
perfect.
you, Pamela.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah, that's
and then Chris,
perfect.
I was going
to say, I mean, I did loads of readings for people who I knew were a bit strapped for cash, and I understand that. But I feel the right thing to do. I love chocolate. Bring me a bar of chocolate. I don't care what chocolate. Do the right thing. It's polite. And then they keep coming back and wanting free readings. And I say, well, look, I have to charge you £5, £10 because it's an energy exchange. And especially when you read for someone for more than half an hour, it's draining. And when you start to ask for something in return, but flowers are absolutely fine. Flowers are nature, and that's perfect. But never be afraid to suggest that someone doesn't exchange with you. But also, don't be afraid to ask for money, because when you go to put petrol in your car or you go to the supermarket, gorgeous, they aren't going to take a bunch of flowers. They want the real deal. Just to
That's true. That's true. Chris says, what are your thoughts on crystals?
Oh, I love them. I love crystals.
I don't know if I'll show this one, actually. I don't, because I've got I ain't going to show it because my backdrop here. That's amethyst. Can you see the size of it? It's beautiful. I love it.
Oh, hold on. Let me just get. Well, I carry crystals in my. Hold on a sec. I'll show you. Sorry, I didn't know. Hold on.
Right. We should have pre-warned us, Chris, so we wouldn't have a blank screen.
Yeah,
I don't want to lose you all. And I'm not very good at whistling. I could tell you a joke, but I don't know any clean ones. Oh, she's back.
I'm back. Okay, I love crystals. So this is I can't quite see myself. So you have to higher, lower, right, and left.
That's perfect.
Thank you. So that's labradorite. Labradorite is beautiful, and it's got, I don't know if you can see it here, but it's got flashes of pink in it as well.
Oh yeah, like that is pretty, yeah.
And that's for protection. And then I have a beautiful piece of amethyst. I can't remember which country. I bought these when I've been working.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Worked at Mind Body Spirit event, so that's a beautiful piece of amethyst.
That is.
And then snowflake obsidian. I love the shape of it.
Oh, yeah.
Snowflake obsidian. Anything black is good for protection. So plain black obsidian, jet, and tourmaline. Now I'll show you something that I picked up at an event. This is lovely. So this is black tourmaline with muscovite in it.
Oh wow, it's lovely.
It's quite a good piece. Yeah. And I bought this from Arthur Findlay College, which I don't know if any of you've been to, down in Stansted. It's near Stansted Airport. Stansted Mount.
That's a hat. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's angel aura, but I'm very into hearts. And then
lovely.
my handbag. Hold on a sec, Chris. Sorry.
By the way that you're putting them on the table, Rosie, don't drop them on your toe. It'll break it. It sounds really heavy.
No. And then in my handbag, I've got a small. I've got jet. So my nails are in. I've got some jet.
Oh yeah.
I've got a small labradorite. I have selenite, and in my house, above every door frame, I have selenite, tourmaline, and rose crystal quartz. So this one, that's another angel aura, which is sort of kind of touch. Yeah, nearly, but it's not that heavy. Oh, what else have I got? Yes, I've got.
Pamela says the heart is gorgeous. You know, the big one. That heart, lovely.
Thank you. Yes, yes. I can't remember what. I think this one is citrine. And so I've got the 3 black. I've got jet, black obsidian, and tourmaline. So they're all so those I carry with me in my purse, but the other ones around my house. And above every door frame, I've got like tumble stones of. I've got lots of tumble stones around the house of rose crystal quartz. And above every door frame, I've got a piece of selenite, tourmaline, and rose crystal quartz, because I have people in and out of my house, and I also smudge, and I use Sao Paulo sticks for smudge. I won't go and get those because they're upstairs, and that would be crazy. But the Sao Paulo sticks, so they're probably, well, they're different lengths, but maybe that sort of size, like that.
Oh yeah.
And they burn. They have the same clearing properties as sage, but they smell sweeter and they go out more easily. Now, I'll tell you, I don't want this to be offensive, so anyone who doesn't want to be offended, best close your ears. If you burn sage, it's really hard to get it out. So I had it. I stubbed it out on my bathroom sink upstairs, and I had a friend over, and she thought I had weed at home, and she thought I'd left weed on the side of my bathroom sink, and I went, no, it's my sage, because it's very hard to put things out these days, you know. I didn't know what to do with it. So from that point, Sao Paulo stick, they just sort of go out on their own, and it's sweeter and easier to use. And you can also sage yourself, but with a bunch of sage, I once did it to a girlfriend, and some of it fell off and burnt her dress, so that was a bit awkward. I had to get my sewing skills out and make it into a pleat where the hole was. So Sao Paulo is
I've written that down.
All right. And I've got feathers, I've got feathers, and yeah, I think anything helps. I've got lots of amethyst around the base of my television, amethyst. Clear quartz, I like clear quartz as well. So yeah, anything that works for you. I'm sure there are some lovely blue crystals. I'm not a blue person. I'm a pink and purple person. So that's what
Me too.
kind of, are you? Yeah. So that's what I get drawn to. But you know what? You've got to tear up the rule book sometimes. You have to go with what makes you feel comfortable. Yeah.
What you like. You can tell that your dog doesn't particularly like pebbles. Growing up, we had a Labrador, and every time we took him to the beach, he brought a pebble home, and we went on holiday, and outside the chalet, by the end of 2 weeks, there was about 30 pebbles. And so it's a good job your dog don't like that, because she might be pinching you. You're a little.
I'll show you my dog. I'll show you him. He can't reach. I don't know if you have to tell
there
me
he
if you
is.
can see him.
Oh, look at his
Can
little.
you see him?
Yeah, we can see him. You were talking, then it looked like he was talking.
You should look on my Facebook page how he's greeting me. Oh, actually, I'll send it to your messenger.
I saw it. I saw it. Yeah, it looks like he should be on telly. Oh, bless him. They're so funny, aren't they?
Always interrupt me. Always interrupt me. So
let's see. There's a question I'd like to ask you, if you don't mind. What advice would your older self give your younger self?
All right. Now, I did Scrabble.
I shall ask Rosie your question next, Chris. I've just seen it. I'll ask next. And Pamela said, "It's a sweetie, is your dog?"
He is. He's very sweet. He is. He's very sweet. So I never quite fitted in anywhere.
No.
And I was quite sort of tall for well, there are many ways. We were the only Jewish family I'm an East End girl. I'm from Whitechapel. I was born in the London Hospital, which is now called the Royal London. There was nothing royal about it when I lived in the East End. It's all sort of getting very gentrified and posh and smartened up. So from there, my mother's parents were immigrants, Russian immigrants, and that's where the boat stopped in the East End. And so it was known that you were poor. I mean, we were in a basement flat, no bath, no bathroom. We had a tin bath that we probably all shared. I don't remember how often a week. So I didn't quite fit, and we moved to this area called Datchet near it's near to Windsor Castle. There's a rough guide for you, and I didn't quite fit. So even now, it's not that easy. But I would give myself embrace what doesn't. Embrace your uniqueness. Embrace your uniqueness. You know, it's that kind of sticks and stones thing, isn't it? But you know, I know sticks and stones break your bones. Words never hurt you. They don't physically, but you do hold things. You do hold things in your mind. So I would say to my younger self, you know, just embrace how you are and accept that people get nervous when you don't fit. They get nervous and they get difficult. So it's a bit of a vicious cycle and circle.
Yeah, bless you. Yeah, I always found school a real struggle, you know, always. I was always trying to, I always felt like I had to please everyone all of the time, and you can't do that. And that's probably something I'd say to my younger self. You can't please all of the people all of the time. So sometimes you just got to look after yourself.
I'm just going to say that you have to make yourself happy. Yeah,
absolutely. So here we go, Chris. Let's have a look. What advice would you give someone to help with development? It's quite an emotional feeling I have right now, as I can feel spirit very close to me.
What advice would you give someone to help with development? You have to be comfortable with people in. Are you talking about a circle? Are you talking about your development circle?
Maybe that's what he's asking you. Should he join a development? You know, that sort of thing. How would he bring himself on to develop? I think that's maybe what he's asking.
You have to. All right. You have to be in a group. Honestly, contact me. Sarah can give you my phone number. Contact me. I'm doing a group. It should be starting next Wednesday, the 3rd of March. It is for beginners to intermediate, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of people who are interested in this and haven't got any clue. And because the churches are shut at the moment, I don't work on ego, and I've tried many groups, and either I've left or they've asked me to leave, to be perfectly honest with you, because they don't always, the people at the top, they're not good at always integrating people of the circle. And if you don't, it's like when I used to meditate in the groups, I used to get Jesus a huge amount. I would always get Jesus coming to me and so on. And I won't say which church centre, but it's in the centre of London. It was very well thought of, and the tutor said to me, maybe you shouldn't talk about what you get in circle, because it puts the people who are less developed, it makes them uncomfortable. I mean, it's crazy.
That is crazy, yeah.
You know, I mean, I've sat in circles where I channel quite easily, in fact. And the guy running it said, in fact, the centre's since closed, not because of COVID, but it wasn't run properly. And he said to me, Rosie said, we're not ready to channel yet. And I said, well, mate, you might not be, but I obviously am. Yeah. I've always kind of been kept down. So in my groups that I will be doing, I would only encourage you, and just say you wanted more development or to higher level than the people in the group. Talk to me and we can spend time. I would give you, time that, and see how, to bring you on, because I'm not jealous of you. Why would I be? I don't want to keep you down. Why would I want to do that? And yet a lot of the leaders of the groups do. I've sat in a local group, nice lady who runs it, but because it was an open circle, a lot of the members would come just for a free reading. They'd either come once for a free reading and then disappear, or they would be awkward. And I remember once going to a man, to this bloke, and I told him about chocolate mini rolls, and also at the seaside with his gran, and this, that, and the other. And one of the other men in the group was his father. He said, "All everyone likes chocolate mini rolls." And I said, "No, no, they don't. I know people who don't eat chocolate." And the lady of the group didn't. I feel she should have said, "Look, you know, Rosie's getting for that. Yeah, it's good evidence," but she couldn't really. She's very nice. I speak to her like every couple of weeks, and but she couldn't really run the group. She's a talented medium. She links. If I get weird stuff happening in my house, she's the first. Well, she is the person I speak to, but she can't run a group, and. So with your, sorry, you have to bring me in. I do go off at tangents, and I'm so
don't worry. Yeah. So what advice would you give for developing?
Yeah, trust. Just like I said earlier, just trust what you get. And I mean, I remember with this last group I mentioned to you, I was getting like what's her name, the Queen of Tarts, the Queen of Hearts or Tarts, whatever, from Alice in Wonderland. I've never read it, and I told the lady in the group, another lady, and she said she's moving. She found this book about Alice in Wonderland, and she was reading it. So about development, yeah, it was wonderful. It's about having trust. It's about not feeling that you're going to be laughed at. Development, it has to come from within, and the encouragement that you get from outside is also very, very important. You know, you should be able to speak to your circle leader and say how you feel about things, and just different things. That it's not it shouldn't be like a leader is on a different level. You're all on a similar field. You're all trying to work with spirit to help people who want the information, and see how you get on. So the advice I'd give you is always trust what you get, and it can be emotional. If you find the emotion is too much for you, as I said, you say, "Please, can you stand back? I know that you're with me, and I love that, and I know I'm lucky that I feel it. But please stand back, because you know, Chris, we all have different skills. I'm pretty good. Don't ask me right now. But I'm pretty good. I get names, numbers, street information. I was once on a open platform, and I got Portobello. So Portobello's in West London. It's near where the oh gosh, what's it called? Every August bank holiday, the event, the fair. Oh gosh, what's it called?
Not the carnival. No,
yeah, the carnival. Thank you. The carnival. It's there. And I was saying to this guy about Portobello, and after about 5 minutes, he said, "I said, is it Portobello Road? Do you go to the market there?" He said, "I'll put you out of your misery." He said, "I like to eat portobello mushrooms." So yeah, so I know what I get. I'm confident enough now that I know what I get. It is. I can't always get that extra bit. Can't always, but that's fine. I'm not going to beat myself up or spirit up, because sometimes when we overthink, we block ourselves. So it's just best to go with the flow. You see, Notting Hill Carnival. Thank you, Pat. Oh, we're doing well with you tonight, mate.
It's a good job we've got here people who know what they're talking about. Do you know, can I just say to you something that I once read, and it always sticks in my mind, for all of you out there. When you're achieving, and when you're winning, and when you're doing well, look for the people who aren't clapping around you and distance yourself from them.
Good point. Yeah.
I've always stuck with that. I heard it many years ago, and I thought, what does that mean? And then all of a sudden, something happened. I thought, oh, I wouldn't have thought. I thought you would have been pleased for me. And distance yourself from those people, because they don't wish you well, and you don't need it. Leave them behind. You don't have to, be rude, but leave them behind.
Do you know what? I find it hard to get work on London church platforms. People who don't even know me won't give me an opportunity.
Why?
Ego. Ego.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And they'd rather have a younger, good-looking man than an older, blonde woman. You know,
They're lost, Rosie. They're
well,
lost, my
exactly.
love.
But so when I can start to go back to working on platforms again, I've already been in touch with somebody on my local Mill Hill Facebook page. I was doing little competitions I can advertise on a Thursday. And a lovely girl contacted me, and when the churches are open again, I'll take her with me. I've taken a couple of friends out with me to share platform, because that's how you get out and about. You know, after I've taken them once or twice, then they have to, you know, do it themselves. But I'm happy to do that initial bit.
Yeah.
But yes, and I've seen some mediums working, and I think, oh man, this isn't mediumship, you're a psychic. But unfortunately, that's what a lot of people want now. They want a something. I try to stick with the mediumship, but if I don't, I will give what I get. I'm a good psychic, and I'm always endeavor to be the best medium, and, you know, the best of anything that I can be. It's important, but always trust. You know, I mean, if any of you watching are you know, want to develop your skills, you're looking at me, you've got an idea of how I am, you can give me a psychic message, or if I haven't told you a great deal about my family, if you get a mediumship message, you know, just type it out, and we can work with it. We may as well while you're here. It's a good forum.
Pamela says, I've said it many times, there's no place for ego in mediumship.
Exactly. I mean, have any of you been on a platform? Oh, sorry, have any of you, I beg your pardon, been in a congregation? I mean, this happened to me. This bloke says, a medium. Anyway, he gave me a load of information. I said, no. I said, give me some evidence. And he said, well, I've only been on platform for 3 years. Oh, I can't get the evidence yet. And I thought, mate, 3 years, you've got no evidence. I said, you are absolutely not with me. And he said, I am. And then finally, you know, when you want to like hang yourself, the bloke behind me said to the medium, you're with me, you're with me. I mean, I don't know anyone who's got a gold front tooth, rolls up their sleeves and rolls up their cuffs. The names are all wrong. In my religion of an age group, we have certain names. There's lots of names that we don't have. And this guy was trying to ram it down my throat. Be respectful. If the congregation can't take it, I hate throwing things out. I try to get to where I'm going, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We have to say, look, I can't quite connect, then throw it out. The other thing as well, Chris, when you start to work, if you want to start to work, because not everybody does, a lot of people, there's a lot of us who have similarities. Like in my local church centre, there's a lot of us who know, well, I tell you the name Tom, a Welsh connection. Also, we don't know each other, these people, but there's always a lot of crossing over. So you have to be really brave and get that bit of evidence that you think, no, I can't say that, I'll be laughed at. You won't make that's the clincher. That's what it's about.
That's the bit that proves what you're saying. That's right, the evidence, as you say. Yeah, Adrian says, very true, Pamela, about the ego. Very true. Sorry, Reverend Adrian. You need to change your name, Adrian. I need to speak to you to tell you how to do that on Facebook. It's no good going through everything you've gone through, and then you've got, I can see, I'll put him up, look. You can see he's got his lovely collar on there, looking very smart. I need to get him to change his name there. Why? He's Reverend now. He's Reverend Adrian Dodson. We ordained him 2 weeks ago.
Wow!
Well done. Yeah, absolutely. The work he put in was immense. I know, because I had to look through some of it. It's like, oh, it takes me back. I'm going to ask you one here. You're not going to thank me for now, Rosie. But I think it's one that's always great. And it's just, I've tried Reverend Boss. I'll help you, Adrian. I'll speak to you tomorrow, my love. So I'm going to throw this out there because I got a fabulous one the other week. What is your most embarrassing or funny moment on platform?
Oh gosh, well, the most embarrassing, I have to tell you privately. I can't. All right, I'll put it like this. This is very. Be careful. Think about what you eat before you go on platform.
Oh no, really?
It can make your tummy do strange things.
Bless you, he's laughing, look.
That is honesty. That's the York. Well, as I said, my mum's from the East End. I'm an East End girl. My dad's from Yorkshire, so it's not going to be London politeness. It's honest here. Yeah, be careful what you eat. Yeah.
The funniest one I heard was Carl and Patty Hulse, and they said that they were on platform and somebody brought their dog, and this dog came up on the platform and were fussing around them, and all of a sudden they got this smell. Oh no, it might have been Rodney actually. That anyway, it was one of our meetings. Got this smell, and yeah, and it had done a little parcel for.
No, I've never. No, dogs don't normally do that.
Yeah, and he said I was all on trying to talk, let alone breathe. It might have been Rodney, I'm sure it was. And Carl and Patty, I tell you what theirs was. Carl was walking along the platform, didn't realise that there was no banister at the end, and went to lean on the banister. Del boy.
Yeah, that's only fools and horses. That is really only fools and horses.
Fell off and landed on his back, and Patty shouted to him, "Get up, or you'll be stuck like a turtle." She said. Oh yeah, Chris, I agree, Carl. Carl and Patty are brilliant, absolutely. Yeah, Adrian's laughing his little head off. Yeah, I love the embarrassing stuff. I really do. I just think when you said about. Sorry, go on.
No, after you.
I was going to say, I love the embarrassing stuff. I always ask because I've watched several mediums, or I've been sat with them at the front doing rostrum, and something will happen, and I'll think, "Oh, I bet you wish they didn't know that," or "I bet you wish they didn't hear that." You know, you know what I mean? And I'm sat there trying not to laugh, but at the same time, I wanted to go, "It wasn't me," you know. Yeah, they do, Pamela. She says, "Spirit love laughter." They certainly do.
Oh yeah. Well, you see, the thing is, it raises the vibration. I mean, some centres I've worked at, oh my God, they're flat as a proverbial pancake. So, you know, and I go into overdrive. My mouth goes into overdrive, and I just start to laugh and just talk too much. And yeah, it's laughter is good. Laughter is.
It is definitely. I bet we have one last question then, and then can you believe we're coming to time there?
Well, I mean, do you want if you want to go on a little bit longer, I'm happy to.
Yeah. Oh, great. Well, yeah. I'll ask you this question. See if anybody else has got a question for you. Adrian, you must have a question for Rosie, please. You know, no pressure, mate. Right. So my question is going to be: do you remember your first message from a medium?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is, as I've realised I've sat in far more groups than I remembered, but this was going back to this February 7 years ago, my local church with the medium. And what clinched it for me, what absolutely clinched it, he sort of drew in the air a huge capital A, because I'm Anne after my grandma, although I'm Rosie here. But what he said to me, there have been many harsh words said against you, for which there would be karmic retribution. Yes, bring it on. I love karmic retribution. that is all. I mean, 7 years later, and it's, you know, it's very, very firmly in my mind.
That's a fabulous message to have, isn't it? Is that? Yeah, fabulous.
And so let me just say one other thing, that one medium in all the churches, it's all the in all the bars in all the world, and you came into mine or whatever. But one medium only, as I said, I was in my local church. It was quite packed. She's a popular lady. And there were 3 of us who could take Australia and a couple of other things that she said. But the clincher was, she said, an older couple who had gone to Australia in the 40s, and they came back for a particular occasion and to meet a child. And the other 2 ladies couldn't take it. And I said, yes, it was my dad's parents. They went to Australia. They were traveling. They like to travel. They'd been to Chicago, Ireland, whatever. They were in Australia. And the reason they came back was because the occasion was my parents' wedding. There were no family at my parents' wedding because my mum's parents had passed, and my grandparents, my dads, were in Australia. And I was the baby. They came back to meet me. And that was a fantastic, no one's ever, she's the only one in all the years I've been involved in going to churches in 7 years who came up. So the first one hooked me in, and the second one made me happy. It was great evidence. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Adrian did come up with a question there. You're not going to thank him though. Hi, Rosie. What was your most embarrassing message? I think he means one you've had to give out.
Oh, one I've had to give out.
That's what I imagine he means.
Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean, Adrian? One that I've given out?
Yeah, I think that's what it means.
It wasn't exactly. It was in a centre in London. They're a lovely centre, but unfortunately not very well attended, and they're having difficulties financially at the moment. And when we get back to normal, I said I'd do a workshop for them, and any money raised, they can have it, go straight back to them. Of course, it was kind of embarrassing because I didn't know how to phrase it. It was about 18 months ago, and I'm older and wiser now. A person who had passed to spirit, I just knew that they'd taken a pill overdose. So it's not so much embarrassing, it's slightly embarrassing. How do you say it? What if because you don't know who is sitting around them, whether they would know. Because also what happens often in church, you can go in with a couple of friends, but you'll all spread out, you'll scatter. So you have to be careful how you say things, but the message, she understood it, and whatever else I gave her, and it was very meaningful. And I'll tell you one of the embarrassing times. A group that I was sitting in before lockdown, I told you I channel, and one of the ladies, I became her horrible grandfather. Oh my God, I was having to go at this woman.
Really?
And the circle leader said, you really need to tone it down. And the woman said, no. She said, if Rosie was nice as pie, she wouldn't have got my grandfather. He was a horrible man. She said he was a horrible man. He wasn't nice to me because her mother was the grandfather's stepdaughter. And there's always a bit of a chasm, a gulf, a gap between them. And the bottom line was he did love the lady, Jan, her name is. So it's embarrassing from the point of view that what do I say that's true, to let the person know, but not go over the top. And when I channel, I don't, it's not me. People have to accept that.
Yeah, he did. He said one you've given and realised before you said so. Yeah, you got that. Yeah. So Chris said, what would you advise not to do when developing mediumship? Not to do.
Don't follow the crowd, mate. Follow yourself. Follow your intuition. Follow spirit, because you think it's your intuition. As I said, spirit work with your voice, because it's what you know. If they suddenly put my voice in your head, you think, what the hell's going on? What the heck's going on? So always stay true to yourself. And the important thing is, however ridiculous it sounds, it's not for you to know. You're just the giver. It's for the receiver to understand. It's not about you. It's about the recipient.
Yeah, that's good. I've just seen one here that's quite good. How relevant is spiritualism to the 21st century life?
Well, for those of us who believe in it, it's a way of well, back to the word of grounding. Look, we're being told so many different things. I'm not talking about conspiracies, but apparently, like in the way to move forward, they're introducing like electric cars. Really, I thought we were short of utilities.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And also, if you go into it, electric cars are heavier because of the sort of engine they've got. They're heavier, so they use more power, which puts more rubbish up into the atmosphere. It ain't good.
And the way they source the batteries.
Exactly. And what else? Cashless society? No, I need to know. I'm reckless sometimes. I need to know what I've got in my pocket. So, sorry, I'm off the track.
How relevant is spiritualism?
Yeah. For me, it's relevant. It keeps me grounded. I trust spirit more than I trust people. in general, apart from you lot here, all of you.
Of course.
And but it's true, and it's just a way of grounding, being in your own space, in your own place, trusting yourself, trusting what you get. And you're not always going to work with nice people. A lot of spiritualist people involved in the church, they're human. You mustn't forget they're human in a excuse me, they're human with, they're in a human skin. They can only be themselves, and they're horrible people. They can be horrible people. So you have to trust that the way you work with spirit is your grounding for coping with all of the different things that are coming in the 21st century and later on in this year.
What are you grateful for, Rosie?
Meeting you.
Oh, bless you. Oh, that's so lovely. Bless your little socks.
I tell you what I'm grateful for other than meeting you. I sometimes in retrospect, I wished I'd have got into this movement a long time, like years ago, 30 years ago, the cat the voices. But then I wouldn't have had as many experiences. I've had a very interesting, very full life, from embracing loads of things. I've traveled, eaten in nice places. I've been to music venues, lots of stuff, lots and lots of stuff. So had I discovered this spiritualist leaning that I have, I wouldn't have had the experiences that I've had. And I know that the experiences, often I will give messages, and it's only the more experiences you put into your memory bank, and your memory bank is really important. You can draw on things, you can relate to people. So yeah.
Adrian says, I trust spirit more than anyone. I even trust them to get me into bother, laugh out loud.
Well, the thing is, if you never had bother, how can you relate to a person who comes to you who has had bother? If you haven't had it, you can't. I know, as I did say before, it's what spirit give you, but you still have to have an earthly understanding of what has happened to everyone. It's getting that blend. It's getting that mix of situations, you see.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one last question for you here I've got, unless anybody else has got any more out there. To steal a question from Oprah Winfrey, what do you know for sure?
What did I put? Well, I jotted something down. It's discovering what you. It's discovering. It's discovering different attitudes of yourself, people around you. It's knowing that you're unique. It's knowing where you are in your life. It's just knowing. It's just knowing. That's what you know for sure. Knowing for sure is knowing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just trust your instinct. Absolutely, every time. What I was going to say to you, would you like to give yourself a plug for anything, Rosie, coming up? As you know, while you've still got the captive audience, my love.
Well, so as I said, next Wednesday, I'm not sure. I can't post on your page, can I, Sarah? The Bredlington Church.
Yeah, you can. I mean, we are online on Wednesdays, but it's people's choice, and we give them the choice of what they want to do.
Well,
and to be honest, if I weren't, I'd be joining you. I have to be honest.
Oh, thank you. Well, as I said, at the moment it's on Wednesday at 6:30 on Skype. It's on Skype because I haven't found out about House Party. Microsoft Teams is chargeable and Zoom is chargeable. Skype is free of charge. You can add people and so on. And Skype was the very first platform, and it's owned by Microsoft Teams. So it's being looked at and updated. You can have loads of people on there. So at the moment it's on a Wednesday at 6:30, but one of the ladies has said to me that when her children go back to school, could we start earlier? Well, earlier than 6:30 may not be feasible, but the point is I'm open to suggestions for times and days and whatever, something that works for everyone. And I will get a group WhatsApp going at some point. Anyhow, so it's on Wednesday at 6:30. As I said, it's it's beginners to intermediate. The first one, for whether you start, your first one is next Wednesday or another time. The first one is free of charge. And then I'm planning on £15 for 90 minutes and £10 for 1 hour. So I was originally planning to do it every other week, but again, this lady said, well, she'd quite like every week. But I must stress to you that if anyone, if the finances are difficult, please let me know. You know, I have to have something to sort of set a board by. But if that's, you know, if that's difficult, please don't be embarrassed. I'm very user friendly. Remember, I'm from the East End.
She is.
My dad's from Yorkshire. I understand. I've had difficult financial times as well, and I've struggled to sit in circles, so I understand it can be hard. And look, it's all, everything's open for adjustment. If I know, if I don't know, if you don't say anything to me, I don't know. I can only work with what I've got. And yeah, if you can come and pop in or drop in, that would be great. And as I said, if it's going to change for Wednesday, then I'll let Sarah know, or I'll change it on the poster. But that's the plan at the moment. Yeah.
I can't smile. Yeah, because
Rosie, sorry. It'll be you'll see on the post. It's a meditation. The meditation that I held up before, looking at tarot cards. I love tarot. Psychometry we can't do because we've got to hold rings, but we can do psychometry with photos. It's all different aspects. It'll be sitting in the silence for 10 minutes after, you know, as well as the meditation, and just seeing what you get. You know, I want to encourage you to tell me you've seen like a teddy bear with a patch over its eye, or you've got a dolly that's sort of hanging limply by one arm. You know, it's about trust, and I'm honestly very open to anything that anyone suggests, because I think we should be. Yeah.
That's it. Thank you, Rose, for giving us your time tonight. It's been very interesting. That's from Pamela. Adrian's still saying hello, ma'am. So his mum must be somewhere in the audience there.
Who's your mum? Who's your mum?
Yeah, who's your mum, Adrian? Tell us. And while you're just having type, I don't know if you're a two typer. I got taught touch typing at school, Rosie, and I thank goodness I do, because I see people on the laptops, you know, doing this, and I think, really, I can type as quick as you can talk. And I'm really grateful that I actually took all those exams and I can do that. I'll just give a quick plug of what we've got coming up. On Wednesday the 24th of February, we've got Reverend Nick Brown as our medium. Don't miss out on the raffle tickets for Martin Quigley. We're selling raffle tickets at £1 a go, and all the money is going towards our new church door, which I ordered before we'd got the money, and it's due in about a week. So I'm getting there with it. Everybody's been very kind, especially with the raffle. So yeah, Diane Dobson. Hi, Diane Dobson.
Hi, Diane.
But you're very proud of Adrian. So you should be. Well, on that note, would you like to do a closing prayer, my lovely, for me?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Please close your eyes and send your love, well, up to the virtual platform. I felt a lot of spirit energy here this evening. I know that they're looking down and they're very happy. I'm actually being shown cupids as well. There are lots of different levels of angels, and as many as possible are crowding in around. Again, please send love to the countries who are struggling a little bit at this time, and for people all around the world who have lots of things going on in their minds about the world in general. We'll get through this, as we do. We're British, we're stoic, and we've got the angel and spirit energy, so we will get through it. Love to you all. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful as usual, and God bless. Amen.
Amen. Lord, keep us safe this night. Secure from all our fears. May angels guard us while we sleep, till morning light appears. Amen.
Amen.
Rosie, thank you. I'm going to have to go back to calling you Anne. Every time I say Rosie, somebody screams in my head, and it must be your grandma. It's Anne. You know, so okay. I really struggle with calling you Rosie.
I know,
blame
and
her.
it's funny. It's funny because you've only ever known me as Rosie. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know.
It's interesting.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. So thank you once again. I knew it'd be a wonderful evening because you are a lovely lady. You really are.
Thank you.
You deserve the very best of everything. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll see you all soon. Good night and God bless everyone.